Granite Bay Kempo Karate Studios purple belt requirements. Pushing the circle, A, against a straight across wrist grab. First, step forward, opening hand, pivot into fighting horse, turning open hand counterclockwise, pulling wrist downward. Release hand, drive elbow to throat area, temple, or solar plexus. Pushing the circle B, against a straight across wrist grab. Step forward, keep hand closed that's being grabbed, pivot into fighting horse position, while opposite hand that's being grabbed, palm strikes downwardly, followed by a back knuckle to the bridge of the nose. Pushing the circle C, against a straight across wrist grab. Step forward in front of opponent while opening hand, pivot into fighting position while lifting arm straight up. Dropping elbow to solar plexus or throat area. Pushing the circle D, against straight across wrist grab. First, step forward, like V variation, pivot into fighting stance, while other hand palm strikes down, back knuckle to bridge of the nose, pivot to reverse bow, or close kneel, hammer fisting to the groin, followed by a rear kick to abdomen. Anvil, against a two-handed wrist grab from in front. First, step back with right or left foot on the ball of your foot, pivoting into fighting horse position while doing two outward blocks to pull hands away from wrists, followed by two downward blocks, coming back up to two outward blocks. Snap kick off back foot to the groin area. Plant forward, pivoting into fighting horse while doing two butterfly palms to the solar plexus. knee lift against a front pinned bear hug. Step back to gain room between you and opponent while doing 2 thumb tip strikes to the pelvis area, then the rising knee to the groin or abdomen, systematically doing a side kick to the shin and a palm strike to the head area. Driving elbows against a pinned bear hug from behind. First, stomp the arch of the attacker, step forward, pivot to fighting position, punching down and elbowing, then reverse twice again, ending the technique with a rear kick to the solar plexus. Striking mace against a right punch. Systematically step to 10 o'clock or 2 o'clock position to a fighting horse with a parry and cat combination. Step behind opponent into fighting horse with your cat stance with a back knuckle to the mastoid area, followed by the side kick to the side of the knee. Crossing talon against a cross wrist grab. Step forward in front of opponent while opposite hand that's not being grabbed grabs the hand of opponent. The hand that's being grabbed will reach around and grab wrist of attacker. Shift into fighting horse position, pulling opponent closer to your body. Drive an elbow to the temple of the opponent, circling around with a dropping elbow to the middle of the back. Spiraling wrist against an unpinned bear hug from behind. Step out to the side to create balance with your body, delivering 2 thumbless fists to the backs of either hand of the attacker, dropping 2 driving elbows to the radius nerves of either arms. Pin both arms closely to sides while both hands reach over to right or left hand of the opponent, grabbing and placing thumbs on the backs of their hand. Step forward at 2 o'clock or 10 o'clock position Pivoting into fighting horse position, pulling wrist downward. Step back, pivot to fighting horse, snap kick to lymph nodes. Crash of the Eagle, number 2. Against a two-handed choke or two-handed grab from behind. First, step forward to 2 o'clock or 10 o'clock position into a hidden foot while hand raises straight through the air. Pivot to fighting position facing attacker, doing a dropping elbow to both arms, while the other hand pushes both hands down. Forearm smash to the head area while stepping with this strike, followed by a forward advancement with a driving elbow to the lymph nodes or throat. Encircling arms A. Step back to a hidden foot to either 8 or 4 o'clock. Use left hand or right hand to be placed against the neck or head area of attacker, while your right hand is raised up next to your head. Pivot to fighting horse position to draw opponent downwardly, thrusting a chop to the back of the neck, then to the face mask, finalizing with a side kick to the ribs. Encircling arms B, against a front tackle much closer to you. Step back to 4 or 8 o'clock, rising right hand next to your head. Pivot to fighting horse position while putting left hand onto shoulder of attacker, swinging the right arm to the elbow. Take your left hand, reach behind the head of the attacker, grab their head, hair, or ears, and do a rising knee to the face mask, finalized by a right palm strike to the mastoid. Rising elbow, against a pinned bear hug from behind. First, stomp the arch of attacker. Systematically step out to the side to create opening while left or right hand punches forward. Drive elbow to solar plexus of attacker, systematically drawing to a cat stance and palm strike to groin. Step behind attacker in a reverse bow, pulling up on the groin with a rising elbow to the jaw. Pull the top part of the body over while right or left leg steps over to forward bow, making a bench leg for the attacker to fall over, finalized by a hammer strike to the groin. Long one. Mental, physical, and spiritual. Pray to never use your Kenpo Karate on anyone. Never show it to anyone. "360 degrees of awareness." You have total control over your weapon, and you will live by it. Step back and block, then punch. Draw to a cat while blocking. Step back to a hidden foot and block, then punch. Step over to an inward-outward block, and then punch. Step back, in, outward, punch. Step over with an elbow, inward, upward, punch. Step back to a hidden foot, inward, upward, punch. Go to a cat with a double downward, punch. Step back to hidden foot, double downward, punch. 1, 2, 3 inwards. Step back to hidden foot. 1, 2, 3 inwards. Step over, inward with a 1, 2, 3 outwards. Step back to hidden foot. 1, 2, 3 outward blocks. 1, 2, 3 upwards. Step back to hidden foot. Again, 1, 2, 3 upwards. Step up, downward set 1, set 2, set 3. Step back to a hidden foot. Set 1, 2, 3. Step up to a square horse. Set.